Shakur Stevenson has reacted to Oscar de la Hoya and Saudi Arabian advisor Turki Alalshikh agreeing to make a fight between Shakur and William Zepeda. Turki Alalshikh and Oscar de la Hoya just might be joining forces to deliver a stacked card featuring two of boxing's biggest names at the top of the bill. While ringside before Saturday's fight between Ortiz and Bohachuk, the chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority and the head of Golden Boy Promotions discussed putting together anticipated fights for both Terence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson. Later, Ortiz broke his flawless knockout run and positioned himself as a leader for Crawford's next opponent by securing a dubious points victory. Ortiz Jr. went the distance for the first time in his career and faced a tough test in the ring. Despite getting knocked down twice, the 26-year-old rising star managed to edge out the tough Bohachuk on Saturday night to become the new WBC interim super welterweight champion. Ortiz used pressure, high-volume punching, and efficiency to recover well and take several of the early rounds before Bohachuk's brand of relentless punching started to gain traction, and the lead in the firefight, which had both men trading in the pocket and refusing to back down. The 8th round proved ultra-pivotal as a left hook from Bohachuk made Ortiz's glove touch the canvas for another official knockdown, though Ortiz furiously contested the ruling. Ortiz let his frustration fuel his ferocity the remainder of that round, making it closer than a 10-8 by taking it to Bohachuk. A few rounds later during the 11th, Ortiz unloaded a huge left hook that wobbled and hurt Bohachuk, though the Ukrainian arguably did enough to take the fight. After the win, Ortiz still disputed the knockdowns. "Hey, look, I don't think those should have been knockdowns," Ortiz told DAZN. "The second one, for sure, shouldn't have been. I don't make no excuses. Anyway, I felt like I did enough. I proved everyone wrong that said I'm washed, I can't fight at 154, I can't go the distance. All of that fueled me." Bohachuk clearly thought he won the fight as he had already achieved 2 knockouts. He stated, "People saw this fight today and who understand boxing know what happened today." Ortiz, who previously fought at junior welterweight and welterweight, moved up to junior middleweight earlier this year. After a couple of fights where he was slightly over the weight limit, this was his first time officially making 154 pounds. The junior middleweight division is packed with talent, and Terence Crawford is a name that keeps coming up for Ortiz. Crawford recently defeated Israel Madrimov for the WBA world title. Ortiz's trainer Robert Garcia has praised Crawford as a great fighter and pound for pound one of the best in the world. That's the fight that we'll be after. That's the fight that we would like. And hopefully Rick Meridian, Ortiz's manager, Golden Boy Promotions, Turki Alalshikh, whose Riyadh season has been bankrolling several major boxing matches of late. Hopefully they put it together, Garcia said. Hopefully Crawford also is okay with the fight. I don't know what his plans are. He's chasing a Canelo fight. I don't know if he'll get that. He might get it. I don't know. So we also have to see what the plans are for him. A second fight with Bohachuk is also merited, according to Garcia. The rematch is something we could also consider, Garcia said. It was a great fight. It was a very close fight. So definitely, if the offer's there and Crawford's not available, then why not rematch? Definitely, He deserves a rematch. He fought his off too. He came in and surprised the world. But because the match was so close, some people felt Bohachuk might have been unfairly treated. Promoter Tom Loeffler says Ortiz Jr.'s busted-up face and 2 knockdowns are proof that he deserved a loss against WBC interim junior middleweight champion Bohachuk. Serhi did not lose that fight. He came in here as the champion and had Virgil's face all busted up, but somehow he came out losing the fight, said promoter Tom Loeffler to Fight Hub TV. Serhi was landing more punches, and he had Virgil's face all busted up. They knew they were behind, said Loeffler when told that Virgil's corner told him he needed to win the last 3 rounds. And Bohachuk trainer Manny Robles is upset about his fighter's loss. He thinks that the decision should have been their way, but the judges thought otherwise. He said that when a close fight happens, there's only a knockout that could make difference, but in Bohachuk's case, there were 2 knockdowns, and everything was clear.
I don't know what to say, to be honest with you. I'm still upset. You know, I really, the decision should have went our way. I mean, you all know sometimes, when you're watching a fight, you're watching a close fight, and you try to find a way to say, okay, well, he got a 10-8. It's a close fight. What's going to make the difference is the knockdown, right? But in this case, there wasn't 1 knockdown. There was 2 knockdowns.
Ryan Garcia reignited his feud with Robert Garcia, the trainer of Ortiz Jr., following Ortiz's hard-fought victory over Bohachuk. This incensed Ryan Garcia, who responded with a post on X, accusing Robert of cowardice and challenging his entire boxing academy. He wrote, "Robert, I love you, but I have beat the out of every fighter you have put in front of me, sparring, etc. No one from RGBA, Robert Garcia Boxing Academy, can beat me, and you know it. I would murder the blind kid. I can't see how the you think he will see the left. In another post, Garcia taunted Ortiz and his coach. He wrote, "For Robert Garcia to say I had no chance in beating Ortiz is comical. Coming back to Shakur versus Zepeda. However, Turki Alalshikh already showed his interest in making the fight happen. In an interview with DAZN Boxing following the Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Gerald Miller fight on Saturday, August 3rd, Alalshikh indicated that he is keen on organizing this matchup and noted that Stevenson is prepared for the potential clash.
We want to see this fight, and I want to see Shakur Zepeda.
Shakur Stevenson is here as well.
He accept.
Turki Alalshikh has also given Shakur Stevenson the new nickname Outlaw, ahead of a potential fight against William Zepeda on a mega card headlined by Terence Crawford versus Virgil Ortiz Jr. Just met with my brother, Shakur Stevenson. I have given him the nickname Shakur Outlaw Stevenson. I'm waiting for someone to respond that I'm bad for boxing. He wrote on X. One of the top contenders of the lightweight division, William Zepeda, finds himself in a unique position where he is ranked #1 by all the 4 major sanctioning bodies. The WBC has already ordered Shakur Stevenson to defend his title against mandatory challenger Zepeda. Currently, with WBA champion Gervonta Davis and IBF champion Vasyl Lomachenko, both are give Shakur Stevenson the snub. A fight with the 31-0 fighter seems to be the best bet for a decent payday for Stevenson. Lance Pugmire said that Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda had agreed to fight for the WBC lightweight title. The fight is likely to take place on October 12th in Riyadh, and it will be part of the undercard for the big Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol fight. But Stevenson was more interested in fighting Gervonta "Tank" Davis, who is a popular WBA lightweight champion, instead of Zepeda. Shakur Stevenson has had his sights set on Gervonta "Tank" Davis for a while now. In the middle of his ongoing feud with Floyd Mayweather, Tank received a push from Mayweather himself to take on Stevenson. Mayweather even posted a video on his Instagram story showing Stevenson calling out Tank, adding fuel to the fire.
Say, man, look, man. Your beef is not with Floyd Mayweather. You sitting here beefing with Floyd. It's a fighter out here that's been calling your name that want to fight you. Gervonta "Tank" Davis, let's make the fight happen, man. I'm tired of tweeting. I'm tired of talking about it. Stop ducking me and let's make the fight happen, man. Come on.
Shakur Stevenson's excitement about fighting Tank Davis made sense, considering Davis is one of the biggest stars in boxing right now. Stevenson felt that a matchup between them would be one of the most important fights coming up. I have the best seat in the house. We all know that me and Tank are going to have the biggest fight in years to come. Everybody and any promoter will want to be involved when that happens. I just sit back and chill and try not to think about it. I'll think about it when it happens. A fight with Tank Davis isn't just a match, it's a seismic event. Stevenson stated, "Every hood in America is going to want to watch that fight," and he's right. Shakur Stevenson is definitely among the top boxers today, and a fight with Tank Davis would be super exciting. However, Stevenson does face some criticism because he doesn't often score knockouts. For instance, his recent fight against Artem Harutyunyan drew some negative feedback since he couldn't finish him off, and some fans even found his style a bit boring because he focuses more on defense. In fact, he was even booed in his hometown last weekend. On the flip side, Tank Davis is known for his thrilling, powerful style and his ability to knock out opponents. His recent knockout of Martin earned him a lot of fan praise. Stevenson acknowledges that his style is different from Davis's. While Davis is celebrated for his knockout power, Stevenson prides himself on his defensive skills and technical precision.
Tank is the face of boxing, and he get a lot of knockouts that people kind of making it like, if you ain't doing what Tank doing, then they're gonna say it's boring. Do you feel like it's because of how his style is that they kind of putting that on you, like wanting you to do that?
People is blessed with different ability. He's blessed with a God-given ability that he crack you 9 times out of 10, you're gonna go down. That's his ability. I'm blessed with God-given eyes. A lot of people don't understand how good my eyes is. I can see really good. Like punches coming my way, I know how to get away from them at any given time. Our abilities are just different, so they probably are judging me from a scale of him, but at the end of the day, he's a great fighter. He's a special fighter, but I'm special in my own right too.
However, Stevenson recently put a stop to the ongoing speculation and has made clear that the most anticipated fight between him and Gervonta Davis will happen soon.
Yeah, only thing that I heard was they was trying to, I guess they wanted to make the fight, and we just told them to send an offer. We ain't hit nothing back yet, but like I said, that fight is gonna happen. I'm not gonna act like I'm not gonna act like the fight is not gonna happen. Me and him is the best. We the best fighters coming up. Best fighters at the 135-pound division. There's no way of the fight not happening. So I know fans want to scream and just say all of these things. This guy's ducking, this guy. They want to find a person to say that somebody's ducking, but I ain't scared to fight him. He's not scared to fight me. And it's going to be a hell of a fight when the fight happens.
Promoter Steven Espinoza believes that Gervonta Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson is a compelling fight. Tank most recently fought to defeat Frank Martin, retaining his unbeaten record and his WBA lightweight belt, and he is aiming to fight again in 2024. Stevenson is the WBC champion at 135 lbs after moving up from junior lightweight where he was a unified titleist. Both Stevenson and Davis have acknowledged that they would be interested to meet in the ring, and speaking to Boxing Scene, Espinoza said that a contest makes sense. He stated, "I don't know anyone that hasn't reached out and had discussions with Shakur," he stated. "He's a really interesting talent, a really skilled fighter just reaching the peak of his career, so anybody would be a fool to not talk to him or at least hear him out. I like it, Tank Shakur. I like that fight. Certainly, there's going to be no shortage of trash talking. There already has been. It's an interesting matchup." He further said, "You have the consummate technical boxer against Tank, who I believe is an underrated boxer because of his highlight reel KOs. So it's not as simple as power versus boxing skills, but it's an interesting style matchup as well. I think that's a really intriguing fight. Tank has been real clear on two things. He needs to fight again in 2024, and he wants the highest profile fights available. Still, the fight between Shakur and Davis is in speculation and is not confirmed yet. Shakur himself is now focused on William Zepeda as his next opponent. Clearly excited by the possibility, Stevenson answered Alalshikh and De La Hoya on social media with great vigor for making the fight happen with Zepeda, saying, "I love it. Big fights, let's get active, chasing greatness." He also expressed delight over the prospect of sharing the card with his close buddy and training partner Terence Crawford. Paulie Malignaggi, a professional boxer, reflects on the change from a potential fight with Gervonta Davis to one with William Zepeda. While he initially thought Davis would be a likely opponent for Stevenson, he now believes that fighting Zepeda is a great opportunity to highlight Stevenson's skills. Malignaggi also praised Zepeda for his thrilling and aggressive style. He thinks Zepeda will bring out the best in Stevenson, making the fight more exciting. Zepeda's aggressive style will push Stevenson and make the fight more entertaining, which Shakur Stevenson really needs at this point of his career. You know, for some performances that people have been complaining about in terms of their entertainment value. Promoter Oscar De La Hoya has previously confirmed that he's eager to set up a fight between William Zepeda and WBC lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson. He believes that this matchup would be a huge event and has made it clear that he won't block any efforts to make it happen.
No, I don't think, look, that fight, I don't think nobody will get in the way of that fight. Look, I'm Zepeda's promoter, and I actually want to make that fight.
De La Hoya says he sees Shakur Stevenson, 27, as the most skilled fighter in the world, but he wishes Stevenson had a style that could sell more tickets. He noted that Stevenson's approach isn't the most fan-friendly, and expressed his belief that this is a challenge for drawing in larger crowds. "I think Shakur, right now, skill-wise is probably the best fighter on the planet today, but he has to be able to sell tickets. His boxing style is not that friendly to sell tickets, but I think that William Zepeda versus Shakur Stevenson is a huge fight. Zepeda's aggressive, high-pressure style will be a tough challenge for Stevenson, who doesn't have the knockout power to go toe-to-toe with him. In his last two fights, Artem Harutyunyan and Edwin de los Santos showed him too much respect and didn't press the action the way Zepeda will. It'll be a real test for Shakur to stay on the move for all 12 rounds without getting drawn into a brawl. Zepeda will be relentless, targeting Stevenson's body and making it hard for him to keep up his defensive game plan. So, what do you think about this fight? Will Shakur be able to defend his titles against knockout artist William Zepeda? Share your thoughts in the comments section, and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.